Hi, welcome to Nina in the Kitchen, where today we are making marshmallows. This is something that I think is so much fun. It's like creating a little magic in your kitchen. You start out with sugar and you end up with these beautiful treats. I've been making them for years and I have some great tips for you, so let's get started. The first thing that you have to do is decide on a pan size. If you choose a 9 by 13, which is about a 23 by 33 centimeter, 9 by 13 pan will give you about a 2 centimeter marshmallow, or 1 inch. If you choose this 8 by 8, this is going to give you, and that's about 20 by 20, this will give you about 5 centimeters or about 2 inches thick marshmallows. And I've made them for years, as I've said, and in the end, I've decided that with marshmallows, you go big or you go home. Let me show you how to prep the pan. So we're doing 8 by 8, and all that I did was I took a little oil, put it in the corners of this pan. They're very sticky, but I will show you how to tame them. I cut 2 pieces of parchment, and I'm putting them in the pan and just creating a crease at the bottom. And then I'm going to flip these around so that the curl from the box, you know, where they come out and they curl up on you. I'm going to use that in our favor by making that curl go away. So now they sort of open up. So now you're going to lift this up. You have a sling that works 2 ways, and the end product will come out very easily. But you do need some confectionery sugar, icing sugar. You can also mix this half and half with cornstarch if you don't want it to be so sweet. And you just put this on the whole bottom of that. You want to put some gelatin in the bowl of your mixer and let it bloom. And what that means is that it's going to absorb the liquid that you put in with it. In this case, it's 1/2 cup of just room temp water. It doesn't have to be warm. And this is what the gelatin looks like in the United States. It comes in these packets. You want 3 tablespoons if you're using granulated gelatin that looks like this. You want 3 tablespoons of that, or 3 sheets if you're using sheets. Then you just pour the water in and you let that sit, and eventually this will soak up all of that water. Now for this next part, what you need is some sugar, 2 cups of sugar, 1/2 cup of water, room temp water, and some corn syrup, 1 cup of corn syrup. That's a light corn syrup. You could use the darker one, doesn't matter. And you need a candy thermometer. This has a clip on the back, and it will just rest right in there. I like to angle it, actually, so that it leans into the liquid. So you're going to take 2 cups of sugar, and I like to put it right in the center of the pot. What you want to avoid is sugar crystals rising up the sides of your pan. So from here, you put in 1/2 cup of water. That doesn't look like it's going to do anything, does it? It's amazing how this will change in just a short while. Now at this point, I just kind of stir this just to make sure that there's not bare sugar sitting at the bottom of that pan, but you don't want to slosh it around so that it goes up the sides. And then on top of this, you put the corn syrup and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I put corn syrup on the top. That prevents crystallization. And this is going on to a medium heat, and when it comes to a boil, it goes up to medium-high. Right now, this is on a medium-high heat, and you don't have to touch it at all. You want the temperature to be at 240 Fahrenheit or 115 Celsius. You don't want to go above that because that's going to give you a very tough marshmallow. 240 on the nose. So now we have this gelatin in here which has bloomed. And what you want to do is just break this up with the mixer. Just give it a couple of pulses. I'm going to start pouring. And what you want to do is pour down the side. Try not to hit your beaters. On this machine, that's very difficult since the beaters are everywhere. So what I'm going to do is just put this in about a cup at a time. Turn it off. At first, this does not look anything like what you would expect marshmallows to look like, but eventually, as you beat the air into this, it all comes together, and in a few minutes it starts to get frothy. How long this beats depends on your machine. Some are stronger than others, but what you want to do is go by the bottoms. Right now this is very hot to the touch. It's 240 degrees, very hot. You want to stop beating when you can put your hands on here and you feel that it's just lukewarm or tepid, because by then you've created such an incredible volume that your marshmallows are going to be really tender, really delicious. The idea is you just want to push it as far as it can go. I'll show it to you about halfway through to see what happens. On my machine, this is about halfway finished right now. As you can see, it's rather runny and soft, and it's foamy. It's not ready yet. Now at this point, this is where you flavor it. I'm just going to use vanilla. I have 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Now you may wonder, how is she going to clean up all that sticky mess? This is the part that I call taming the wild marshmallow. It's imperative that you either use oil and keep your hands, whatever touches the marshmallow has to have something on it. Either the confectionery sugar or cornstarch, oil, or water. So I find it easiest, let me get rid of this base. I find it easiest, just have a little pan of water nearby. I just keep my hands damp. Let me pull a towel up here. I just keep my hands damp, and whenever I touch the marshmallow, I just use a wet hand. When you make marshmallows, cleanup is actually pretty easy. If you don't mind something sitting in your sink, you just take this bowl when you empty it and just put it in your sink with some warm water, and you can clean it, just swish, swish, very clean, very quickly in about, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. So let me show you with a wet hand. This is what happens when you touch marshmallow. With a dry hand, this is what happens. So you always want to keep your hand wet when you handle it. Okay, now I'm going to use this is a silicone spatula, and it's the stiffest one that I have. And again, I'm putting that in water. And now I'm just going to scrape this. Everything goes right into this pan. So now you have this, and you want to make it nice and flat. Again, wet hands, just damp. They don't have to be dripping wet. And you just pat it down and smooth it out. Now you can put toasted coconut on top of this. I'm just going to keep this plain, and I'm going to finish it with just some powdered sugar. Actually, this is a mixture of powdered sugar and cornstarch. This needs to sit for about 5 hours to set up. I always just do it overnight. I just find it easiest to do that way. And when they're finished, I made some yesterday so that I could show you. When you finish, this is how they come out. And I have the same pan, but you see they just come out very easily. I'm going to put this mixture of half cornstarch, half sugar on this cutting surface. And you see this peels away very easily. I can flip this out. And then I'm choosing a pizza wheel. You can use, I'm putting oil on this. You can use a sharp knife. You can use scissors. I think scissors are the hardest ones to clean though. And then I'm just going to cut them into pieces. So I think I'll just cut this into 4. And then you can cut these as thick as you like. And I like doing like 2 inches by 2, because That's a real commitment. You know, if somebody wants to eat a marshmallow, it's more than one bite. Everyone loves these jumbo sizes, and let me show you a little fun thing to do. Just take a lollipop stick, and who doesn't love food on a stick? Put them in these little cellophane baggies, give them out as gifts. It's really a fun treat for everyone. I hope you make these. The texture is spongy and it's so easy to bite. They're really ethereal. I hope you try this recipe. NinaInTheKitchen.net for the recipe. Please follow me here on YouTube by subscribing. Like and subscribe, and Facebook, Nina in the Kitchen. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.